deadly sin number 7, which is sloth, also known as laziness, failure, or apathy, right? There's a lot of people in life where they say, I'm not an evil person, right? I'm not doing anything to anyone, but they're sitting on the couch watching TV all day. They're not taking action. They're not doing more to help people. They're not doing more to improve the state of the world, right? That is not how the world is intended, right? They say something like the sun has a lifespan of like 14 billion years, or there's some day in the distant future where the sun may not work anymore. Don't you think it's a wise idea for humanity to advance themselves in the age of space exploration? We're not able to do that in a couch. Have you seen what it's like there out there in cities like New York City, where the crime rate is consistently getting worse? I get it if you're on the train and the bus and you don't want to get involved into some crime that's happening because something might happen to you. But that is a perfect example of, hey, I'm not doing anything, but I'm not taking action. If you're taking an action, sometimes bad people are going to get worse. Bad people are going to get into power. Sometimes bad situations will grow. And sometimes you really do need to take action. Sometimes you can't be the guy sitting on the sideline. Sometimes, hey, I didn't do anything. It just doesn't work, especially if you're moving that way through life. That is not the world as God intended, right? Police officers do something about crime. They might be pretty brave about it. Not everyone is that brave, but they do something about it. They're not sloth. They're not taking action. God does not want people sitting on their couches not making anything of themselves, not producing, just consuming. If we had a world only of consumers and not producers, right? People consuming food or not producing food, the world would be destroyed. And you don't have to think of this as physical food. You can think of this as pretty much anything that exists, right? There needs to be producers in order for consumers to be fed. There needs to be people taking action in order to keep society functional, right? And those are the 7 deadly sins, the 7 classification of vices that you could classify pretty much any negative behavior that to go into. Things that can make you negatively spiral, things that can bring you bad karma, and things that you should probably learn to consistently check yourself on in order to stay on the right life path.